You're introducing me today, huh? Thanks, John. All right, I don't have a lot. Just happy to be getting ready for a quote-unquote real game. So with that, I'll just kind of open it up.
What are the challenges when presumed top target lad it winds up 60% in the slot?
Yeah. He's dynamic. I mean, it's going to be hard for one guy to put one guy on him. I think the first slide I put up, might have been last week. I just put up all 22 have to be aware of where number 15 is. And I asked the guys if they knew what I meant by 22. I was talking about 22 eyeballs because, the 11 guys, every one, the D-line included, need to know where he is. I mean, we feel that strongly about the way he can affect the game. So that's going to be a major, major focus.
How much does, and this is a former Charger, bringing in Kristian kind of play into being able to use Trent maybe a little more to defensive line?
Yeah, we went right to Kristian as we got closer to the game and asked him about, all the little tips and things that he saw. When you practice against somebody every day, it's like our offense knows us in and out, and hopefully we know our own offense. We don't have to play them on game day. But, as a matter of fact, Kristian spoke briefly to the unit this morning about what to expect from certain guys. So we use that intel all the time.
What did you see from him in the Bears? You got a lot of snaps.
Kristian?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, him and I laughed because I talked to him the next day. I said, you got to get your sea legs back, using that term. Because he found out quick that when you don't go through training camp, and then he was out there for quite a few plays. I thought it was in the 40s or something. And you could tell toward the end there. But I think he's kind of done this as he's come back healthy, and we're going to need him. He'll certainly play in the game. We'll see where we plug him in there, but I'm glad we got him.
Steve, I wanted to ask you about your two rookie defensive linemen. I mean, first Gillotte, it seemed like he played well in the Bears game as well. What did you see from him?
I thought he played really good, too. He had some explosive plays, a tackle for a loss, where he busted right through. It was slow go at the beginning with both those guys from the standpoint of learning the system, but Ashton just gets better and better. He impresses guys in one-on-ones and the things that he's doing. He's real strong from the waist down. Omarr is just kind of taken a little while to get going. He makes strides and then, he gets an injury here, and that's been a tough thing for him to get through. So we'll see where we're at by the time we get to game time, but as we get going here in the course of the season, we're going to rely on both those guys.
Steve, all these years into it, when you go into an opener, do you feel like you have a sense of what you've got? Or, what is that like for you at this stage?
It's always a good question, like right now. I was just doing something with Mitch in there. He asked the same question. I'm a firm believer that you don't fully know what you have, what you're going to be able to do from a defensive scheme standpoint until you're in the first quarter of the season. I think offenses feel the same way. I mean, a lot of times when we are doing an off-season study on a team, sometimes I throw the first 4 games out because everybody's doing that. They're trying to figure out what they have, and the pieces change every year. I mean, there are guys that we had last year that we don't have anymore. We've got some new pieces, so it's going to take a little bit. I do think in these early games, the in-game adjustments are really important. And I think the defensive staff we have does as good a job of that as anybody. And then we get in there at halftime and decide to maybe do something different that we hadn't planned on. I think all that's really important.
And obviously you want to be as good as you can, as soon as you can. But
yeah.
Do you find yourself thinking in the long arc of a season all the time about how each thing you do now affects what you might be able to do in December? Or how do you do that in terms of just building?
Yeah, we're building every week. I mean, listen, these early games, especially a divisional game, we're probably not going to hold anything back because we got to win the division game. So there's not a portion of that we're trying to hide anything. We do a lot of self-scouting. We'll get 6 weeks into it and have 6 games of our defense on film, try to do things differently. There's a lot of that. But right now, it's going in the game and kind of figuring out as quick as you can what they're trying to do to you and trying to combat that.
Steve, Trent talked to us yesterday and said your motto is be bold, be great.
Yeah.
This season, I know you have a new one every year. Why that one this year?
Yeah, I know. I think I told you this before. Kale and I get together, our assistant equipment manager, and we usually try to come up with something. He does the shirts for me, so he gets the good stuff. There was just a part of me during the summer that felt like we needed to play bolder, not cautious, not worrying about making mistakes. And that kind of was the message, That doesn't mean bold is not taking chances and doing risky things. It's just having confidence. And the other thing I did say to him is, you can't go into a game and play bold unless you've prepared. And so that was kind of the backdrop of it. Let's make sure we prepare right so when we go in the game, we can just let it fly.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you.